So let's pick up the next one. It comes in Sarvaga Sarvavid Bhanur Vishvakseno Janardanaha Vedo Vedavidavyango Vedango Vedavit Kavihi. Sarvaga, one who moves everywhere, being the material cause of everything. The Lord is the material cause of this world. Being the material cause, He does not stand apart from His creation. When you pick up a pot, for instance, you also pick up the material of the pot, which is the clay. The Lord goes everywhere in the universe because He is the material cause of every object in the universe. We'll come back to this in a while. Next one is Sarvavid Bhanu, one who is omniscient and illumines everything. Sarvavid is one who knows everything. Bhanu means one who shines. Awareness is omnipresent, by virtue of which it is also omniscient. The Lord is self-effulgent. He is the only effulgent entity in existence. This is the effulgence that lights up the whole world. Katha Upanishad declares, Tameva bhatam anubhati sarvam. All other shines because it shines. Next one. Vishvakshena, one who causes the armies of the demons to run away with fear. It is unthinkable that there is someone or some army who dares to engage the Lord in battle, let alone hope to win over Him. Nevertheless, a few evil-minded persons did engage Him in fierce battle in His incarnations, not knowing that the incarnation was none other than Lord Vishnu Himself. Of course, all of them were killed. No one can counter the power of the Lord. Another quick comment that Vishvaksena is Vishvakas are Asuras, and the Sena of that is the army. Vishvaksena is the narrative there. So let's do a deeper study of the name Sarvaga. Sarvaga, or one who moves everywhere, being the material cause of everything. Friends, we will take up Sarvaga for a deeper study today. Sarvaga, or one that can move everywhere, or that which pervades everything. The name highlights here that the more subtle the reality, the more is the expression of that yogic divinity. The more gross the reality, its expressions becomes hidden. The grosser a thing, the more is its limitation in time-space. The subtler a thing, such limitations are transcended. A stone or a mountain is bound to time and space. However, the wind, which is subtler, is not bound by time and space. So the subtler it is, the more pervasive it is. Such is expressed in the Bhagavad Gita of chapter 7, shloka 7. We have recited this before, but to bring our learning a little closer to our hearts, let's attempt this again. And as always, I shall say the word and pause where possible. You can join in to recite the Bhagavad Gita, shloka 7 of chapter 7, and bring it closer to your learning. Matha parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre mani gana iva matah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya Mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. And its meaning goes as this. Beyond me, O Dhananjaya, there is nothing higher. All this is strung in me like a row of pearls on a thread. In other words, I am pervasive in everything, is what is cited here. Referring to this penetrating capacity of the Lord, someone in our study group had made a penetrating comment saying, maybe the Atman exists, maybe it does not. For now, I had no choice but to accept because you say so. I do not have any proof to say it does not exist, and you do not have proof to say it does exist. So, friends, today we will attempt to address this very genuine question that many of us may carry in our hearts. Let's see if there are any hints that are there to its existence. The Bhagavad Gita, or God song, in our earlier chapter 7, sloka 7 above, claimed that this yogic divinity has pervaded everything. If such is the case, of what benefit it is to us? What footprints of it on the outside can lead us back to its current location? Let us attempt to appreciate this. But first, let us take the sublime company of Yama and Nachiketa, and then turn some more pages with the direction from Yama, the beholder of time, is giving us here in this little video snippet. Let us become audience to Yama with all our earnestness and all our attention.
नचिकेता, जब विवेकशील मनुष्य को पता चलता है कि इंद्रियां आत्मा से अलग हैं, इसका उदय और अस्त उसी पर निर्भर करता है, तो उसका शोक जाता रहता है। इंद्रियों से बड़ा है मन, मन से ऊंची है बुद्धि, बुद्धि से महान है आत्मा, और आत्मा से ऊंचा है अव्यक्त, और अव्यक्त से भी बहुत बड़ा है पुरुष। वो पुरुष जो सर्वव्यापी है, उसका न कोई चिन्ह है, न आकार, न कोई लक्षण। मरणशील मनुष्य जब इसे जान लेता है तो उसे मुक्ति मिल जाती है। इसी को अमृतत्व कहते हैं।
Oh, that was wonderful. Let us study this teaching of Yama by reciting the very sloka that was cited here from the Katha Upanishad. It goes as, and again I will pause so that just our learning makes it closer to the hearts of each of us here. So I will say the words and pause where possible, and you could join in and make it yours. So I begin. Atmanam Ratinam Viddhi Shariram Rathamevatu Buddhim Tu Sarathim Viddhi manah pragrahamevacha indriyani hayanahu vishayam teshu gocharan atmendriya manoyuktam bhokte tyamme manishina atmanam ratinam viddhi shariram rathamevatu buddhim tu sarathim viddhi manah pragrahamevacha indriyani hayanahu vishayamsteshu gocharan atmendriya manoyuktam bhokte tyarmanishinaha. Meaning as, O Nachiketa, this body is the chariot and this Atman is its owner, the charioteer. The buddhi is its driver. The mind is its reins. The indriyas are the horses pulling the chariot. The objects of taste, touch, and others are its path. Thus, placing your center of gravity at the Atman, enjoy the worldly pleasures. Understand in this way. Friends, the whole universe is there for man to study and discover the divine nature. However, it is in human experience it has left more imprints than on external nature. Only by tracing those footprints from the outside to the inside can one discover the divine yogic reality. Not by withdrawing from life, but in the midst of its very adventure. So here we are appreciating the idyllic journey called life, a journey at the end of which is fulfillment. So here was a marvelous depiction from Yama of human potential and also its fallacies. Again, we are appreciating the name Sarvaga, one who moves everywhere, or the subtle yogic energy that pervades everything. Let us go another step further to understand, is there really such center of energy? If yes, of what benefit it is to humanity? What human advantage is such a philosophy, such a teaching of Yama, time himself? Let us study this. Friends, for any journey, you need a vehicle or a chariot, and that chariot has to be yoked to a good horse. And if you're taking a tough journey, you need more than one horse to get through the tough journey. The horses have to be given good direction by controlling through the reins, and to control the reins, you need a good driver who you can rely upon. And then is when your journey will be fulfilled. If we were to take that analogy here, the horses are compared to the five senses that we have, or the indriyas. says, Indriyani hayanahu. The senses are the hayana, or the horses. The 5 senses are like the 5 horses, and those horses are controlled by the reins. The reins are compared here to manas. Mana pra grahamevacha. In other words, the horses that you have should be really potent. You can't have very inert senses. You want really good ones to enjoy life to its fullness. These horses, when not well directed, can run here and there. Vishayam teshu gocharam. It always runs towards the objects of its desire. So one has to keep the horses or the indriyas or the senses in control. How does one do that? By using the reins. What is the reins here for us? It is the manas. Mana pra grahamevacha. Now, what should be the nature of this reins? It should be strong. If you give it one pull, it should not break. So the manas, or strong temperament, should be developed to control those indriyas or senses that are always running towards the cravings. But who is working on the reins? It is the driver or the sarathi. Who is the sarathi in our life journey? It is the buddhi. Buddhim tu sarathim viddhi. You need well guiding mind that is completely alert to other things that are happening around the driving path. This mind has to use its discrimination in guiding and regulating the manas. Or in other words, the buddhi should have the ability to say no. It doesn't respond to every stimulus. This buddhi that we need to develop should have the discrimination of saying no. It should allow life to be enjoyed with a degree of indulgence and a discipline of gathering oneself towards a purposeful direction. I say it again, it should allow life to be enjoyed with a degree of indulgence and, as required, discipline to gathering oneself towards a purposeful direction. But now, who gives this buddhi these impulses? It is the owner or the chariot, the Atman. Atmanam rathinam viddhi. This Atman's radiance has to guide that buddhi. So here we see that once you control the outgoing tendencies, the outer energies of those cravings no longer control the inner energies. The inner energies become more radiant and you control the external energies that tend to control you. All those external callings won't control you anymore because your senses are well ordained by the buddhi who is in the able guidance of the radiating power of Atman, which is nothing but that yogic divinity as Sarvaga, the all-pervading energy. So Sarvaga, that subtle element that is not boxed in space and time, that which pervades everything, the footsteps of which we traced to the center of the Atman, and how relying upon that yogic divinity leads to well-fulfilled life journey. A journey that was both enjoyed in its living as well as its destination. How the subtler the thing, the stronger it is. The subtler the thing, the stronger it is. Life is a journey seeking towards quality and not quantity. In summary, friends, we appreciated the name Sarvaga by drawing upon Shloka 7 of chapter 7 from Bhagavad Gita, where Lord says, I am within all. We further took the sublime company of Yamaraj, the beholder of time, in our attempt to answer a very penetrating and genuine question: does Atman exist? If yes, what human benefit is it delivering? We realize from the slokas of Katha Upanishad that life journey is to both live it fully and live with a purpose, and such a balance is ordained by relying upon that strong divine yogic force, which we have labeled as the Atman. With that, friends, let us take joy in our meditation and focus today on that inner yogic divinity and call upon it to participate in our meditation, to guide us through a fulfilling life journey. Let us go into our meditation.